If you are over 50, I want you to hear this carefully. The next chapter of your life can be your strongest chapter, your clearest chapter, and your most energetic chapter. Too many people assume aging means inevitable decline, slower movement, weaker memory, stiffer joints, more pills, and less freedom. But that is not the whole story. Yes, the body changes with time. That is normal. But the pace of those changes is not written in stone. A great deal of it is influenced by the daily decisions you make, especially the food you put on your plate. And that is why today, I want to talk about 10 foods you should eat every day if your goal is to live longer after 50. Not live longer in a fragile, exhausted way, not live longer while merely surviving. I am talking about living longer with energy in your legs, clarity in your mind, strength in your muscles, and good blood flow in your body. I am talking about adding years to life and life to years. The first thing to understand is that aging is not just about wrinkles or gray hair. Inside the body, aging affects blood vessels, inflammation, metabolism, mitochondria, immune defense, digestion, and the ability of tissues to recover. Over time, the body becomes less efficient at handling stress. Blood vessels can become less flexible. Cells can become less responsive. Muscle can be lost more easily. The gut can become less diverse. The immune system can become less precise. This is why the same person at 55 may feel completely different from the same person at 35, even if their weight looks similar on the outside. But there is good news. Food can speak to all of these systems at once. Food is not just calories. Food carries signals. It carries information. It can tell your body to repair, to calm down, to cleanse, to protect, to energize. It can also do the opposite if the diet is built on sugar, refined flour, unhealthy fats, and highly processed products that push the body toward inflammation and metabolic strain. So the question is not only, what should I avoid? The bigger question is, what should I feed my body every day so it can stay younger from the inside? Let us start with one of the most powerful groups of foods you can eat every single day: leafy greens. Spinach, kale, arugula, Swiss chard, romaine, and similar greens deserve a place on your plate almost daily. Why? Because leafy greens are loaded with fiber, folate, vitamin K, magnesium, and plant compounds that support circulation and cellular function. They are especially valuable for blood vessel health, and after 50, blood vessel health becomes everything. Good circulation supports your heart, your brain, your muscles, and your energy level. When circulation is poor, everything feels harder. When circulation improves, the body can feel more alive. Leafy greens also help your gut bacteria. That matters more than many people realize. Your gut is not just a tube for digestion, it is an ecosystem. The microbes in your gut influence immunity, inflammation, nutrient handling, and even mood. The fiber and plant compounds in greens feed beneficial bacteria, which in turn help produce molecules that support the lining of your gut and influence overall health. You do not need to be perfect, you just need to be consistent. A handful of greens in a smoothie, a salad, a soup, or a sauté can become one of the simplest daily habits that pays off for years. The second food group is berries, especially blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, and strawberries. Berries are small, but they are not small in impact. They are rich in polyphenols, natural pigments, and antioxidants that help protect the body from oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is one of the processes that can speed aging at the cellular level. It happens when damaging molecules build up faster than the body can neutralize them. Berries help with that balance. They also bring fiber, which supports blood sugar control and gut health. For people over 50, blood sugar control becomes more important than ever. Constant spikes and crashes can drain energy, strain the blood vessels, and contribute to a body that feels tired and inflamed. Berries are sweet enough to satisfy many people, but they do it with far more fiber and far less sugar impact than many desserts. That makes them one of the best daily fruits for longevity. A handful of berries in the morning, with yogurt or oatmeal, can be one of the smartest choices you make all day. The third food is beans. Beans may not look glamorous, but they are one of the most underrated longevity foods on Earth. Black beans, kidney beans, chickpeas, lentils, and even soybeans provide a powerful combination of plant protein, fiber, minerals, and slow-burning energy. They support blood sugar stability. They help you stay full. They feed the gut microbiome. They support heart health, and they are deeply linked with healthy aging in many traditional eating patterns around the world. Beans are especially valuable after 50 because muscle preservation matters. As we age, we naturally lose muscle unless we actively protect it. Muscle is not only about appearance or strength, it is a metabolic organ. It helps regulate blood sugar and supports mobility, balance, and independence. Beans contribute high-quality plant protein while also giving you fiber that animal protein does not provide. That makes them a perfect part of a longevity pattern. A bowl of lentils, a chickpea salad, or a bean stew can be one of the most protective meals you eat. The fourth food is nuts, especially walnuts and almonds. A small handful a day can make a big difference. Nuts are rich in healthy fats, including monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, plus minerals like magnesium and vitamin E. They help support heart health, help with satiety, and can reduce the desire to reach for less healthful snacks later in the day. Walnuts are especially interesting because they contain plant omega-3 fats, which support inflammation balance. Almonds are great for crunch, satiety, and nutrient density. One of the most important things after 50 is to choose foods that work with your body instead of against it. Nuts do that beautifully. They are calorie-dense, yes, but when used in smart portions, they are one of the best investments you can make for long-term health. They are portable, simple, and satisfying. A small handful on its own, sprinkled over yogurt, or mixed into a salad can be an easy daily habit. The fifth food is extra virgin olive oil. If you want one fat that deserves a permanent place in your kitchen, this is one of the strongest candidates. Olive oil is more than a cooking ingredient. It is a source of protective plant compounds and heart-friendly monounsaturated fat. It fits beautifully into a longevity pattern because it supports blood vessel function, helps reduce inflammatory stress, and can be part of meals that are satisfying without being heavy or overly processed. Many people over 50 are told to fear fat, but that advice is too simple. The body needs fat. The question is which fat, in what context, and how much. Olive oil, especially when used to replace highly processed oils and ultra-processed foods, can become a powerful ally. Drizzle it on vegetables, use it on salads, pair it with beans, fish, and whole grains. The real magic is not in using it like medicine by the spoonful. The magic is in building a meal pattern where healthy fat helps your body absorb nutrients and feel satisfied. The sixth food is tomatoes, especially cooked tomatoes and tomato-based sauces made without excessive sugar or industrial additives. Tomatoes are rich in lycopene, a powerful plant compound that has been associated with support for cardiovascular and cellular health. Cooking tomatoes can actually help release more lycopene, which is one reason tomato sauce, tomato soup, and stewed tomatoes can be excellent everyday foods. Tomatoes are also a reminder that longevity foods do not have to be complicated. A simple tomato and olive oil dish with garlic and herbs can be more protective than many expensive supplements. After 50, the goal is not to chase the latest fad. It is to repeatedly choose foods that support the body's natural defenses. Tomatoes fit that pattern beautifully, especially when combined with other colorful vegetables. The seventh food is fatty fish such as salmon, sardines, mackerel, or trout. If you eat animal foods, this is one of the most valuable choices you can make several times a week, and for many people, even in small daily amounts. Fatty fish provide omega-3 fats, which are deeply important for heart health, brain health, and inflammation balance. As we age, We want every advantage we can give the brain and the cardiovascular system. Omega-3s help support membrane health in cells, which matters for how the body communicates and adapts. Fatty fish also provide high-quality protein and nutrients, such as vitamin D and selenium, depending on the fish. Protein after 50 is especially important because the body becomes less efficient at using protein to preserve muscle. A person who eats too little protein may gradually lose strength, even if their weight seems stable. Fish gives you protein in a package that also supports the long game of health. A baked salmon dinner, a sardine salad, or a simple grilled trout meal can be deeply nourishing. The eighth food is yogurt, or another fermented dairy or non-dairy food with live cultures, depending on tolerance and preference. Fermented foods are valuable because they support the gut microbiome. A healthy gut is not a trendy idea. It is one of the foundations of healthy aging. The gut influences immunity, nutrient processing, and inflammation. Yogurt can deliver protein, calcium, and beneficial bacteria in one food. For people who tolerate dairy well, plain yogurt can be a remarkable daily habit. Of course, not all yogurt is equal. The key is to choose versions with minimal added sugar and simple ingredients. Then you can add your own fruit, nuts, seeds, or cinnamon. That way you get the benefits without turning a healthy food into a dessert. For those who do not eat dairy, there are also fermented options like kefir alternatives or other live culture foods, depending on what is available and tolerated. The principle stays the same: feed the microbiome, and the microbiome helps feed the body back. The ninth food is cruciferous vegetables, such as broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, and bok choy. These vegetables are exceptionally valuable because they contain fiber plus unique compounds that support the body's defense systems. They are among the strongest vegetables you can eat when it comes to supporting detoxification pathways and helping cells manage stress. They also bring texture, volume, and satiety, which makes them helpful for appetite control. People over 50 often need meals that are nutrient-dense without being overly calorie-dense. Cruciferous vegetables fit that need perfectly. They fill the plate, they support the gut, and they provide a level of phytochemical richness that many other foods simply cannot match. Steamed broccoli with olive oil, roasted Brussels sprouts, cabbage stir-fry, or cauliflower soup are all excellent ways to make this food a daily habit. You do not need to eat huge amounts at once. The goal is to bring them into your rotation often enough that they become normal. The 10th food is oats, especially plain oats or steel-cut oats. Oats are a remarkable everyday food because they are simple, affordable, and highly effective. They contain soluble fiber, especially beta-glucan, which is known for helping support healthy cholesterol levels and blood sugar balance. That matters a great deal after 50 because the heart and metabolic system need more support, not less. Oats also create a steady kind of energy that can help people avoid the crash that comes from sugary breakfasts. Aging well is not just about adding things, it is also about removing the foods that drain you. If your breakfast is sweet, processed, and low in fiber, your body may be chasing blood sugar all morning. Oats change that pattern. They create a foundation. Add berries, nuts, and yogurt, and suddenly you have a meal that supports fullness, circulation, gut health, and stable energy all at once. That is the power of building around the right foods. Now, before we go further, let me make something very clear. No single food can guarantee longevity. There is no magic food that cancels out everything else. But a pattern of daily choices can absolutely move the needle. And that is the real story here. The body responds to patterns, not isolated moments. A person who eats one perfect meal and then lives on junk food will not get the same result as someone who makes good food choices consistently over months and years. Longevity is built in repetition. That is why the idea of eating these foods every day is so powerful. Daily habits become identity. If you are the kind of person who always has greens, berries, beans, nuts, olive oil, tomatoes, fish, yogurt, cruciferous vegetables, and oats in your life, then you are no longer relying on willpower alone. You are building an environment where health becomes easier. And when health becomes easier, consistency becomes more realistic. That is how people win over the long term. There's another reason these foods matter. They help protect the blood vessels. Blood vessels are like highways that deliver oxygen, nutrients, and signals to every organ in the body. If those highways become stiff, inflamed, or clogged, the whole system suffers. Better blood vessel health supports the heart, the brain, the legs, the kidneys, and even sexual health. Many of the foods I've mentioned today support the endothelium, which is the thin inner lining of the blood vessels. That lining plays a huge role in circulation and resilience. Healthy food helps protect it. And what about the brain? The brain is one of the biggest beneficiaries of a longevity-focused diet. After 50, many people start noticing subtle changes in memory, attention, or mental energy. That does not always mean disease, but it does mean the brain deserves more support. Foods rich in healthy fats, polyphenols, fiber, and steady energy can help create a better environment for the brain to function. Fatty fish, berries, olive oil, nuts, greens, and oats all play a role in this picture. A brain that is fed well tends to age better than a brain that is constantly stressed by poor nutrition. One overlooked point is that these foods also support mood. Eating is not only chemical, it is emotional, it is cultural, it is habitual. When people eat meals that leave them stable, nourished, and satisfied, they often feel better in more ways than one. Stable blood sugar can mean fewer energy crashes. Enough protein can mean better satiety. Enough fiber can mean better gut comfort. And better gut comfort can influence how you feel overall. The connection between gut and mood is an area of growing interest, and a healthy dietary pattern gives that system the raw material it needs. You may be wondering how to fit all 10 foods into a normal day without making life complicated. The answer is simpler than you think. Start with 1 or 2 at breakfast, add another at lunch, add 2 or 3 at dinner. Use snacks wisely. For example, breakfast could be oats with berries and yogurt. Lunch could be a salad with leafy greens, tomatoes, beans, olive oil, and nuts. Dinner could be salmon with broccoli and cauliflower on the side. A simple snack might be almonds or a piece of fruit. None of that is extreme. None of that is expensive in a luxury sense. It is just smart. Now let us talk about the deeper reason this matters after 50. Many people think the purpose of food is to merely prevent hunger. But after 50, food has a larger job. It must help preserve function. It must help preserve dignity. It must help preserve independence. The ability to climb stairs, carry groceries, remember names, recover from illness, and stay active with loved ones is not luck alone. It is supported by what you do consistently, and food is a huge part of that. Every meal is either contributing to resilience or slowly taking from it. This is why the idea of eating for longevity is not about fear. It is about freedom. Freedom from frailty, freedom from endless fatigue, freedom from the feeling that age has already decided your future. The truth is that many people feel dramatically better when they improve the quality of the foods they eat. They sleep better, their digestion improves, their energy becomes steadier, their cravings calm down, their blood tests may improve, their bodies start working with them instead of against them. That is not fantasy. That is biology. The smartest thing you can do is simplify your food environment. Make the good foods easier to reach. Keep the berries washed and ready. Keep the greens in the fridge. Keep beans in the pantry. Keep nuts in a small container. Keep olive oil on the counter. Keep oats available for the morning. Keep yogurt plain and ready to use. Keep tomatoes and cruciferous vegetables on your shopping list. Keep fish as a regular part of your week. When healthy food becomes the default, you stop fighting yourself every day. And let us not forget hydration, movement, and sleep, because food works best when it is supported by the rest of your lifestyle. But even when those areas are imperfect, Upgrading your food still matters. It is one of the most direct, practical, and powerful things you can control. You cannot stop time, but you can influence how well your body handles time. That is a huge difference. There is also a psychological benefit to eating in a longevity-minded way. It creates confidence. It creates momentum. It creates the sense that you are actively participating in your future instead of passively waiting for aging to happen to you. That shift in mindset is powerful. People who feel in control of their health often make better decisions elsewhere too. They walk more. They rest more intelligently. They keep appointments. They ask better questions. Food can be the first doorway into that broader transformation. I want to emphasize one more thing. Do not turn this into an all-or-nothing mission. Do not think, I missed a day, so I failed. Longevity is built through steady progress, not perfection. If you eat one of these foods daily, that is a win. If you eat 5 of them daily, that is a bigger win. If you work your way toward all 10 over time, you are doing something very powerful for your future. Small improvements, repeated often, can create a completely different outcome over the years. So let us bring this all together. If you want to live longer after 50, do not just count years. Build health inside those years. Eat leafy greens for circulation and cellular support. Eat berries for protection and steady energy. Eat beans for fiber, protein, and gut health. Eat nuts for healthy fats and satiety. Use extra virgin olive oil as a daily fat that supports your heart and blood vessels. Eat tomatoes for their protective plant compounds. Eat fatty fish for omega-3s and brain support. Eat yogurt or another fermented food to feed your microbiome. Eat cruciferous vegetables to support your body's defense systems. Eat oats for steady energy, fiber, and heart support. These are not trendy ideas. These are foundational habits. And the beautiful thing about foundations is that they do not need applause. They just need to be built well and used consistently. Over time, these foods can help support the very systems that aging challenges most: circulation, metabolism, immunity, digestion, strength, and brain health. That is the real secret. Not magic, not hype. Just daily nourishment that helps the body do what it was designed to do. So starting today, do not ask, how do I stop aging? That is not the right.